Welcome to episode 24 of today's Candor. I'm your host, Barika. Thank you so much, as always, for taking the time to tune in. In this episode, I'm discussing the concept of being soft on your man, being able to show up for him, be there for him, be his grace, his peace, his light, his go-to, his best friend, just those different things that are going to provide that softness for him. So let's go ahead and dive right into this episode. You may ask why or I'm choosing to discuss this topic. Different reasons, but I notice more often than not, my generation of women and younger than me don't really seem like they understand the bringing the softness to the relationship. It's almost as if they think just being a woman is enough. No, that's not enough. Being a woman is not bringing the softness to the relationship. You have to bring the softness to the relationship. And if you don't understand where I'm coming from or what I'm saying, let me explain. Just being a woman is not bringing that softness that your man needs and that peace he needs to the relationship. You have to actually be his peace. Be the grace that you're giving him. Be his light, his sunshine, his comfort, joy, best friend, go-to. Be these things. No one said you have to be all of them. No one's perfect. But be able to just be soft on him. Show up for him. Ask him, does he need help with anything? Even if it's something that you can't directly help with. If you have seen or heard him maybe dealing with a lot of different things, a lot on his plate, whether it's personally or at his job. If he's expressed that he just has a lot on his plate, ask him how you can help, how you can lighten the load. And even if you can't directly help, maybe just that listening ear for him if he wants to talk about it and get it off his chest. Maybe, just that shoulder he can lean on. Or if he doesn't want to talk about it, that's perfectly fine too. Just maybe being in a space where you all are snuggling up and it's just peaceful. It's quiet. You all are just chilling. No need to have entertainment or anything else going on. Just being able to just sit there in peace, just love on each other and just have some calm. That does so much for both the man and woman. But most men are not going to say, hey, I need help with this. I have a lot on my plate, so I need help with this. Most men just aren't going to do that. That's not how they are wired. And whatever we want to categorize it as, whether it's ego, pride, whatever, it is what it is. Most men aren't going to ask. They're not going to initiate that. So be able to just go to him and say, hey, love, I'm observing XYZ. Is there anything I can help you with? I'm here for you. But even just that little bit, just letting him know that you are there is so important. It speaks volumes. And it makes him feel loved. It reminds him that he is loved. And it's not about requiring reassurance all the time. It's just reminding a person that I got you. I'm here. What do you need? Let me handle something for you. And sometimes we have to say it just like that. Like, hey, it's going to be okay. I got it. Let me take control maybe of this piece. I got this for you. And that's okay. It's not about taking his manhood from him. It's not making him feel less than a man. It's a way to go to your man and remind him, as your lady, I want to be your peace. If you have a crazy workplace and it's always a war zone there and everything's going on, whether because it's toxic, disorganized, foolishness, all of that combined, because most of these workplaces are out of hand and nobody really has the reins on them. Being able, when he comes home, being able to be his peace. It's not about all the time just saying, hey, I cooked something for you. It's go a little further. Because at the end of the day, regardless of your relationship status, you would have to eat too. So sometimes when I hear these women talking about, oh, well, I cooked and they're acting like that's enough. No, sometimes it's do more, dig deeper, go beyond the surface, really get in there and navigate what's going on. And even if it's something he's not ready to talk about yet, or if it's something that he never will talk about, once again, reminding him that you are there for him. Reminding him this is a safe space, it's a comfortable space, it's peaceful, and that you have his back. All those things matter. All of those things matter. They're so important. And they're so important. Of course, your actions speak louder than your words, but just reiterating it can help too. It can be helpful too. And I'm keeping this one brief today. Because this is not rocket science. But just as we want, more often than not, we want our men to be soft on us, sweet on us, be our strengths, be a provider, be all these different things, play all these different roles, wear these many hats. And I know as women, we wear so many hats. Absolutely we do. But men do as well. And so when I hear women talking about they're so, it's so tough being a woman, yes, it might be. I'm like, but my goodness, do we think about, what men have to deal with as well? Like being our protectors. That's not an easy task either. Because as some of us know, we have men who say, they would take a bullet for us. Literally. We ain't talking about the figuratively. And some. So, they wear many hats as well. And we can't take that away from them. Some women are so busy bashing men all the time because whether they have had bad experiences or whether they were raised that they don't need a man. Baby cakes, please. I don't want to, I'm not into all of that. I don't do man bashing. I take people as individuals. And if you've done something that I don't like, that's how I'm going to handle you a separate way, a different way. But I'm not just going to lump all men together. Because some of that foolery y'all dealing with is because you're dealing with little boys and not men. So that needs to be clarified. But back to what I was saying about we want men to be all these different things for us. Once again, we want them to treat us a certain way, as we should. Spoil us, be sweet on us, love us, all these things. But it's like, are we able to reciprocate and provide what we're requiring? Because I've seen so many women who, no, you require all these things, but then when it's time to reciprocate and show up for your man, what are you doing? You want him to work through your trauma. You want him to work through your bad days. You want him to work through when you're at your best. But are you willing to do that with him? Or is it just that silly logic that you're a woman, so I'm soft, I'm already, that's the softness you're getting. I'm a woman. We're in the household together, or we're a couple, so it's a partnership. And just as he has to navigate your flaws and your bad days and a phase you might be going through and just you at your worst, we have to be willing to give the same grace. We have to be willing to give the same grace and be their peace. And just like we want to come home and be able to kind of just decompress and leave work at work or whatever it is that you are trying to just separate from home life or compartmentalize, they want to be able to do that as well. They want to be able to say, you know what, when I get off work today or when I finish up this and I go home, they want that peace too. They don't want a combative woman, an argumentative woman, a nagging woman. That's unattractive, it's childish, and it's unnecessary. And no real man is dealing with it. Nobody wants to walk into a combative space more often than not, or an argumentative space. Expressing how you might be feeling about something is totally different from being combative. Talking and communicating, totally different from being combative, argumentative, nagging. It's the approach, that communication that I've discussed in a previous episode. But we can't require and desire our men to be our peace if we're not showing up in that same way. We are supposed to be each other's peace. It's not supposed to be one person is providing that and the other person is always bent out of shape or high strung. That's not how it goes. That's not how it goes at all. So like I said, I'm keeping this one brief today. But ladies, remember to just be sweet on your man. We require so much from them just like they require from us. And we have to be willing to reciprocate those things. We want that Motown love. We have to be able to give it. We have to be willing to give it. Willing is the key word. Because if it's forced, it's not love. It's not peace. It's not comfort. If it's forced, it's just that. And it becomes awkward and uncomfortable and just all those weird things. If we want the sweet on me and the 90s R&B love and all of the cutesy stuff, all that is well and good. But be able to say, you know what? I know my man needs me to do and be a certain thing for him. And I'm willing to do that because I love him so much. You know, I want to be there for him. Be willing to do that. And us being sweet on them is different from how they are going to be sweet on us. We know that because we are wired differently as women and men. But be willing to show up for your man, asking him how you can help. Is there anything I can do for you? You know, do you want to talk about something? Let's plan, maybe a day out. Let's plan something so you can take your mind off us, maybe what's going on. And it's not to say that's going to be the resolution and take it away, whatever might be going on. But it's at least showing that you are thinking of him and just trying to help preoccupy him, even if it's just for a moment. All those things are important. How you show up for your person, it's so important. And it's those little things. And even though men may not talk about it as much as we do, as far as the little things, they see how we operate. They see how we maneuver. And they notice, okay, my lady, she's here for me. She has my back. She does XYZ. They notice how we get down. We think they don't notice anything. Some of us as women. But ladies, be able to show up for him like you want him to show up for you. And that should just be a given because in any partnership, it should be reciprocal. So as always, thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for continuing to follow, like, and sharing the podcast. And as always, stay safe and stay candid.